Okay, this one's free to be a bit messy. This is obviously not to be taken too seriously, but as I keep talking, I will be getting into some deep, deep shit. So if you're not a fan of that, obviously you know what to do. Don't listen, and count yourself lucky that I'm not filming this. I thought it was for this topic. It must be better for me to do a voice recording, which is actually quite fun. Actually, I should do more of these and do like a podcast style thing. But straight homophobia has been on my mind for a long time, and I'm not talking about straight homophobia as in being a straight person and being homophobic. No, that is not what I'm trying to say. That's a totally different thing. It's got nothing to do with it. But when I was thinking about this thing, I was like, let's call it straight homophobia, because it's not about being homophobic. I, as a straight person, I have this sort of, it's you obviously don't call it straightier if you're like you hate straight people. I don't know if there's a term for that, bi straightier or something, whatever. But I just thought, oh, okay, I'm pretty sure I thought one day that straight homophobia would be such a great name, and so I'm leaving it at that. Don't complain. I just have this thing where I could be joking along, so I don't want you to take this too seriously, but it could be that I actually am telling the 100% truth. So, I don't really know. You can make that up for yourself, how true I am in this. But, I just basically, since discovering this person who I really love, like to a degree that is really, really unhealthy, but I have had, people like this in the past. This is not the first time that it's happened, but not to this extent, where I'm constantly looking at other people and thinking, oh, she has to be in love with this person. There's no way she wouldn't love someone like this. And that's where what I call straight homophobia kicks in. Because when I see the person with a girl or a guy, or just people who love them, I think, why can't, I should be with that person. Like, why isn't it me? Like, they don't have to feel the same way, but you have to sort of go through this weird metric system that's conjured up in my head for you to be with that person. So if I see you around with that person, I'm mentally doing the math in my head and I'm calculating, okay, do they fit the criteria of the person that I like? Because if they don't, then no thank you, you don't deserve to be with this person, so you can get out. And that's just sort of it's so weird, I know, but ever since discovering that person, I know I'm out of my mind. But that's why I'm telling you only, and none of my family members, because they'd send me to a psychiatric facility after this, but also because I'm joking, kind of. But yeah, so it's just so bizarre to me because it's never happened before. And but I just now so possessive of this person, and they're like, even though now they're just complete F-wit, and I don't support any of what they do now, but it's still, when I see them with other people, or other people are still supporting this person, I think, no, like, this shouldn't be allowed. But at the same time, I'm also thinking, well, yeah, technically they don't have the right to be around this person. It has to be me, or it has to be someone, like I said, that I approve of. And that's like one of my biggest concerns, is seeing, like, things that keep me up at night, is seeing this person that I don't really like now, but when they were younger, they obviously were really, really, they were hot shit. And there's no denying that. As much as I want to be like Leanne Rimes, I can't fight the moonlight, can I? Terrible reference. But yeah, I just like this love that I have for this person is just, it's on a grand scale I've never seen before. Maybe it's just being at that age, in a time in my life where I'm trying to figure out what love means or whatever, when this clearly is not love. This is just a parasocial relationship or whatever. I'll never be in contact with this person. I probably don't want to be in contact with this person. but just the thought of seeing them with someone else that's not me makes me so angry. And I think it's okay for that person to have, of course, people like me. There's heaps of people like me, but I just can't accept that there are other people like me. Like, they have to. I know, I judge people by appearances, as Aisha Ray said through me. I tried watching a few of her videos, but I just couldn't get through it. She's just really weird for me. If you think my content's weird, then you're probably not going to like her channel. But yeah, I was just reading this photography book, and the person writing it was saying, the photographer was saying how we actually do judge people from the outside. Like, there's no way we can't love someone. Even we obviously want to we want a good personality, in order to fall in love with them. But obviously it's the first time we fall for someone, it's not because we had a conversation with them. It's because we saw their face and what they were wearing. And so yeah, that's just the case. That's just life. And so the fact that photographer who takes photos of people admitted it, I was like, what? Like, wow, what a confession, because he obviously makes a living taking photos of strangers, and he had the guts to say that. As if, it probably, I thought he was going to say the opposite. Like, taking photos doesn't come from the outer, it comes from the inner, just some cheesy quote like that. But the fact that he was actually openly honest, and he said, it doesn't happen. You have to judge them by the outside. Like, that wasn't obvious. I'm paraphrasing here. That's not what he said, but I thought, oh dearie me, like, he even the photographer's saying it. So I guess this is true, that at least I'm not alone in this debacle that we're all going through. But I have no choice but to call it like homophobia, even though I'm not homophobic, and I stand by that statement. Okay, I am not homophobic. It just, for some reason, the only word that comes to mind, because I'm so wholly possessive of any person that comes this person's way. And even in the past, I look at people like there's nothing I can do. That makes me more upset. This morning I was just thinking about it, and I was like, do I need therapy? Like, what is going on? And I probably do, obviously, but why did I just look at people who may not have been with this person? I just think, why couldn't I have been there? Like, I was born at the wrong time. Like, there'll never be someone like this person again. And I've talked to my mum about it, and obviously that's all. I'm not going to just talk about it all the time to her. So, what is she supposed to say anyway? She can't say, give me a magic time machine or anything. I have to, so it's just, so, like, I have to completely keep it all inside, and it's obviously killing me, because I think of all the other things I should be doing right now, and then I think, but I could have just been with this person, and then I wouldn't have to do any of those things. Like, there would still be problems, but I just want to experience that person for myself and see who he really is. If they are a dickweed, I know I keep changing my pronouns here, but yeah, you obviously know it's a guy, but I'm going to keep saying they, because they might use they pronouns, I don't know. And so, yeah, they could be I just want to see for myself right in front of me. The evidence is there, literally, right in front of my eyes. This guy's a fucking douchebag, but I choose to still somehow believe that there is, like, a way for him to change, or actually, I don't think that. I'm always looking at him with a sense of, fury, basically. Whenever he does something new, even if it's not inappropriate, I'm like, fuck this guy. Like, look what he's done to my life. He has completely damaged things, and maybe that's not his fault, maybe it's mine, but it's just like, why couldn't I be there and see him when he was at least in a better place? Like, he didn't have to be perfect, but obviously I was showing my mum pictures of him, and my mum was like, this is why it's only youth. You're only beautiful in your youth. Instead of YOLO, you're only young once. Oh, yo-yo. You're YOLO. Yo-yo, someone probably already invented that. But because I wasn't alive at that time. And obviously he still exists. I'm still alive. He's not dead yet. But somehow I think maybe he should just be dead, because this is the same as having someone dead. only that I have to live with, I see him all the time. I have to search him up to see what he's doing. It's just this constant, that, like I've said, I've never, ever had this with a person I have shown interest in before. It is absolutely insane to me that this person just basically dominates my whole life, and I don't really see an end goal. Despite everything I know about this guy and everything people have been saying about this guy, the fact that there are people still supporting him, I don't think I'll ever be able to let go of this person unless more people are willing to call out this guy, because then I have to keep talking about it, make a fuss, make everyone else get pissed off. And so I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like that, obviously. I'm doing it right now, but I don't think people will click on this video, so it kind of gives me a bit of safety. But if they do, I just want to let people know that I'm sure heaps of people have this thing where you just see someone and you think there's no way they can be a thing. Like, if they were, I'm going to be so devastated. And I know there's no way. Like, I can't listen to songs anymore without thinking this song is about this guy, even if it's not. Even if the guy is like homosexual, I think this song is about this guy 100%. Even if this artist, it's like I'm not interested in guys, or they have a boyfriend or girlfriend or partner that they really, really love. I think this has got to be about them. Like, and it makes me so sick to my stomach, because I think this guy, there's no way no one can. And that's the weird thing. I think every person I walk past on the street must be in love with this guy. If I see just a devastating story about some girl who's just been brutally frickin' murdered, I look at that photo and I'm obviously completely distraught about what's happened, and the fact that she was only 21 and she had her whole life ahead of her, and her ex-boyfriend decided the best way forward was to kill her and then kill himself. This is really recent. It happened only like a few days ago in Australia. And yeah, it's just terrible. But in the photos, I think when it's got nothing to do with it, I think, would this guy would the person I like have liked her? Would she have liked this guy if she didn't have a boyfriend? Like, those are the freaking thoughts I care about. I care about that just as much as I care about the fact that she was murdered. I don't want to say I care about it more. Of course I care. But for the fact that they're on the same level is just insane to me. It doesn't matter if someone likes the same person as me. I have to suck it up. But it just makes me think, in that case, I'm like, obviously, like, I think, yeah, okay, I know, yeah, of course, 99% of the people, my mum thankfully doesn't have a crush on this guy, not infatuated with him, which maybe she's lying, but I just think, wow, you're completely different to 99% of the population, because there's no way 99% of the population wouldn't like this guy. Like, people even work for him, and in the end, they slept together, because obviously, if you work with someone who looks like that, you're not going to be like, okay, going to work now. You're going to take that chance. And so obviously I don't blame the people people he slept with, or had affairs with, or whatever. Like, he's just that guy, and it's obviously not right, and I don't condone that thing. But obviously, if I was in that situation, I do acknowledge that I probably would be doing the same thing. But that still doesn't mean I have to accept everything he does, and it still doesn't mean that my mind is ready to accept that he will be with heaps of people in the future that I may or may not agree with, or I'll usually judge by their appearance and I'll like. And it's usually with the mostly beautiful people, because obviously I know that makes me think, what if I'm not that beautiful? And so then I obviously have those thoughts of, I need to be that beautiful. I need to do a good job. So it just makes my head spin, honestly. But yeah, to be honest, it's just completely the fact. Yeah, so if the person is like not that beautiful, even if I think they're beautiful, if they're not, but they're not what the public might consider to be the most beautiful. I'm not going to say ugly, of course not. And if they look like a nice, shy-looking girl, or like someone who, not too shy, I don't really like people like that who there's just something about them that kind of rubs me the wrong way, and I just absolutely know that they're sort of like the manic pixie dream girl sort of thing, and I know it's not just me who doesn't like that. It's not that we don't like the person, it's just we don't like that personality or that trait, because it's turned into a stereotype, obviously, now, after some journo in the, I think pretty sure it was a review for Garden State, said, manic pixie dream girl, and then that obviously birthed the phrase or whatever. Everyone's like, I don't know if many people are saying it now, but I sort of understood it, and I was like, wow, that's not who I want to be. Because I know a lot of people won't like me for that, and you shouldn't really care about what other people think, but in the end, people do care, and people, that's why, it's just, that's obviously just, it's the same thing as judging people by their appearances. No matter what you do, you can't stop it. That's just the human condition. And so, that's probably going to wrap it up now. I'll see if you want me to keep talking about this, because I surely do, but if I do, I'll probably last 100 years. So thanks for listening.